Marketplace is supported by Putnam Investments, recognizing the value of financial advice since 1937. Putnam Investments, a world of investing. Produced in association with the University of Southern California.
A day off from their labors. That's how many Americans will mark the holiday today. But for millions of the unemployed, every day is an unwanted day off and a search for income and answers. From American Public Media, this is Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Deluxe Corp., a partner to more than 4 million small businesses with logo design, websites, email marketing, and online networking. Deluxe.com. And by Progressive Insurance, helping people shop for car insurance at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
From the Frank Stanton Studios in Los Angeles, I'm Tess Vigland in for Kai Ryssdal. Thanks for joining us on this Labor Day Monday. It is the 6th day of September. We mark this holiday by noting that there are millions of people in this country who wish they were laboring. We have the highest unemployment rate for Labor Day in almost 30 years. Labor Day 1982 saw a 10.1% jobless rate. Today, it's 9.6%. In the midst of a so-called jobless recovery and just 2 months before a midterm election, President Barack Obama was in Milwaukee today, endorsing another $50 billion in government infrastructure projects.
I want America to have the best infrastructure in the world. We used to have the best infrastructure in the world. We can have it again.
After last year's $800 billion in stimulus money, there are questions about whether another spending program is the best strategy. Marketplace's John Dimsdale reports from Washington.
The president wants to pay for the new projects by ending a tax break for oil and gas companies. White House officials concede the jobs won't be created until next year at the earliest, but that's an indication the president is listening to economists who say it's time to shift focus to long-term job creation. Howard Rosen is with the Peterson Institute for International Economics.
At this point, we need to switch our strategies from stimulating consumption to stimulating investment.
Rosen says cutting income taxes and offering tax credits for things like child care or buying a home may have helped stop the slide into recession, but they're no good for creating stable employment. Now he says it's time to get companies to build new factories and equipment.
So investment tax credit, maybe speeding up some depreciation allowances, research and development tax credits.
But investment-based tax credits will only get you so far, says Robert Shapiro, a Commerce Undersecretary in the Clinton administration.
They won't drive recovery in themselves because ultimately business requires strong demand in order to justify investment, whether or not it's tax preferred.
He recommends creating more support for housing prices, which will make consumers more confident about spending. Still, later this week, the president is expected to announce several more investment-based tax breaks, a permanent extension of the research and development tax credit, and possibly a temporary elimination of payroll taxes paid by employers. In Washington, I'm John Dimsdale for Marketplace.
Even in the digital age, we're still using paper. And sometimes we need multiple versions of what's on that paper, so we Xerox it. We copy it. But apparently that little name drop is not enough for the company that is synonymous with copying. This week, Xerox will launch its largest advertising campaign in decades to let all of us know that it's about more than just making copies. Marketplace's Adrienne Hill reports.
Xerox, like Google, FedEx, and even TiVo, is a company name turned verb, as in, let me just go Xerox these expense reports. Name recognition like that might seem like a marketer's dream, but it's actually a bit of a rub for Xerox. Copying just isn't as sexy or relevant as it used to be. Krista Carone is with the company.
We understand that there is pretty entrenched perceptions of Xerox in the printing or the copier space.
Carone says the current brand perception is useful. It opens doors. Xerox wants people to recognize that it now provides all sorts of back-office services, like scanning and document management. Earlier this year, Xerox acquired Affiliated Computer Services in a more than $6 billion deal.
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Angèle Boyd is an analyst with IDC. She thinks Xerox could pull off a brand.